Well, hello out there, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans all across the fine globe. We are here for a Saturday afternoon match as round 3 of the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring 2020 tournament blazes on through the fire flags. I am Demarine2. I am joined this afternoon by Edgeworth. Hi, Edge. What's up?
Not too much. Just looking at the party comp here, we've got a definite difference here. Leggy going with the fighter rainbow, Cheese going with all speed and power with the thief and double red. If this turns out to be a pretty difficult Topher, I think I like Leggy's chances. The white mage, one of the best classes at mitigating random difficulty. So yeah, I think the harder the seed is, the more this works out in Leggy's favor.
Yeah, the white mage is certainly a bit of a safety, kind of a safety edge. You can also just kill off the white mage if the red mage gets all the spells that you'd ever want. The thief gives you some insurance against marsh cave dives and some insurance against katana being your only endgame sword. So there's some flexibility there as well. The double red means that Cheese is going to be counting on high roll in that black magic, though, because if black magic locked out, Leggy might have an advantage as well if Cheese can't get fast, for example.
Yeah, temper and fast landing at 7 and 8 respectively would be very, very bad news for Cheese.
Yeah, I mean, on the flip, since the Power Gauntlet is an incentive item, it's a very good chance that you get your hands on it, but Power Gauntlet, while great, letting you self-cast Saber, also slows down your party a little bit. There is kind of a negative to that, in that you don't get, like, first-turn test swings and things like that on Fiends.
Well, there we go. Talking about high rolling, we've got Nuke, but Harm 3 also landing in white magic, so white mage not devoid of use.
Fog 2 will be nice for the endgame as well. I'm a big fan of the defense enhancement there, but double nuke, so both of our runners are going to be high rolling here. Cheese is looking for imps for 2. It looks like, trying to get off the ground here. No save items in Corneria other than 500 gold houses, so super cheap houses. So this seed should be looks pretty friendly so far.
Leggy's just going to head straight up.
Yep, not too worried about picking up extra charges here, just heading on up. I know Cheese routes the early game a little bit differently than a lot of people, which I find real interesting. So we'll see if there's any innovation here, if Cheese sort of plays it straight here.
Nukes flying out all over the place. Level 2 for Leggy, level 3 for Cheese, and we're gonna get one early turn in is pretty nice.
Oh, and Cheese picks up that very first chest in Topher, or at TOF, and picks up the canal immediately. So we don't see fast canoe here, but we do see fast canal, excepting that it looks like Leggy's about to sail away from it for a little bit. Well, no save items. This tends to be kind of her game plan, though.
Yeah, and I don't mind. Leggy's certainly going to come back and pick those items up, and yeah, Cheese paid for picking that up. I didn't see what the bones had, but it was something awful.
They drop Thunder. Yeah, that's just a real quick insta kill there, basically doing upwards of 200 damage to your party.
Well, let's not go to Marsh anytime soon.
Where?
Never mind.
Look, it's not an incentive item. It's not an incentive location. I don't want any part of it.
You gotta go fast these seeds. Leggy picking up the rod.
Yeah, likely to tell her that her good stuff is in one of the 8 early chests potentially here before Marsh. Iron armor 614, so pretty expensive. Cabins 400 gold, extremely expensive cabins. Why buy a cabin when you just buy a house? Back 2 chests for a heal pot and a light axe, so she's going to take that light axe and put it on the fighter.
Wow, there's a lot of good utility. Invis 2, Ruse, Heal 2. Very good white magic level.
really Lock 2, but not Fast, not Temper. So Lock 2 does reduce the evasion of targets, which is useful for Fiends on occasion. But looks like gonna pick up Invis 2 and gonna pick up Heal 2, so gonna pick up some utility here.
Yeah, anytime you can get a party heal before diving into Volcano always feels real nice.
Yep, Leggy grabs no cabins and is heading off, so Cheese is lagging behind a tiny bit, but does have a marginal level advantage right now. But this is real interesting. This is the first seed in a while that I've seen that, unless it's at the Adamant that has not given us Fast Canoe, Leggy is going to bite it to this ice too, it looks like, from these asps.
Not so fast, Snakes. Oh wow, Clutch Run too, so she is going to get the information here.
A fairly useful iron armor and a little bit of money in Matoya's retirement fund, but not interested, decides to sail on away.
And Cheese is just going to nuke some pirates.
Rest in peace, pirates. You will be missed.
Alright, Leggy has one house and 3 chests in Temple of Fiends.
Yeah, and then 2 chests in Dwarf with the Adamant Rocks, so there's that.
Yeah, I sure hope we find tents in Elfland, otherwise this is going to be a little bit of a struggle. I'm going to do Elf first, or Dwarf Cave first.
Yep, gonna try run and then try and also channel up a nuke just to be safe. Still hiking towards Dwarf now.
Ooh, that's
Nice.
fun.
Definitely one that both our runners will have. And there's the Oxyel, which definitely tells Leggy that she better check the Temple of Fiends before heading down to Marsh Cave.
I wonder how much that Light Axe can sell for. That potentially might be the play you have to make to get supplies in Elfland.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, every little bit counts, and if it sells for a couple thousand even, like, it might be worth just ditching it at this point because you have double nuke casters. So we've got Poison Touch Pirates, but it looks like Cheese is still interested in taking them out because these are actually good money.
Yeah, one of the classic enemies for money grinds in the vanilla version. Every little bit is going to help now when we've seen things that either you don't want to sell or just little cash.
Yeah, I think the big hope at this point is that tents will be waiting for us in Elfland.
Yeah, and I think you have to make that check because you could gamble on Crescent Lake, but getting all the way there without a save item, only to find that there's nothing there, would feel awful.
Also, double so because there's no canoe yet, so like you'd be like gambling off getting a fast canoe and in like Marsh.
Yeah, and it's quite possible with the items that are handed out. It's either early Earth Dive or early Sea Dive to get a loose item.
I mean, I love me some early Earth Dive. You've got the 2 tiles in Giants, you've got the Earth Elemental tile, so, you know, chance to maybe find a grind tile and get your team off the ground with these double nukers. You could take out nearly anything as long as it doesn't kill you first. Oh, Corneria has 2,000 gold silver bracelets as well, which could be a nice substitute for a little bit.
Yeah, I think Leggy's holding on to the cash, hoping for some cheap level 3 spells. we're just gonna head right out.
Skipping Elfland completely, just deciding I'm going straight out on the ocean with no save items. It is time to gamble. We've got Ice 3 at level 3. We've got, that's about that, but that's still a pretty good spell to back up your new.
Yeah, unless we're going southern dock strats. Oh, exit at level 3, Red Mage learnable, so that'll help your exploration out.
Yeah. Life 2 at 4, but it is promo locked for the Reds, so that's a good sign for Cheese as well. Leggy will have it early, but Cheese will definitely have it. And there's Wow, Temper, and Fast at 4.
Yeah, does this hitting the magic jackpot?
Does this qualify as high rolling? Because this looks like high rolling to me.
And that is very high rolling.
Double red gonna get paid off here. Not gonna have any healing spells for use, basically, other than it looks like heal 2 and maybe if it's at level 6. But yeah.
Oh, so that's where the chain armor was hiding.
Hate when it's down here. Why can't you just be in like Corneria for like 18 gold every stage?
Yeah, Leggy running around to the southern dock, which is a little bit more efficient if you want to work both checks in. So a little bit of a gamble, but it worked out.
Absolutely intending the check here, and there's life 2. Not gonna pick it up just yet.
Yeah, I think this is an instance where I would feel comfortable leaving Temper on the table, since I'm going to come back to get life 2 on the Red Mage anyway.
Yeah, that's a sensible play. I mean, I like having, potentially, if I have to, like, early dive Kraken, maybe having 1 Temper caster is nice, but Fast, if you find a decent weapon, will do you well enough, and, I mean, we could just be nuking initial fiends anyway.
Alright, so Cheese with the quick stop at Detroit is going to head to Crescent Lake, and it's a race to Crescent Lake now.
Yeah, we're just, everyone's got pirates. No surprise there. Everybody wants to keep killing pirates. It seems to be kind of a weird shift in the meta, like, where a lot of runners have just decided that, you know, if I've got sweet magic, like, I really want to take a lot of early encounters. Like this is more than most, it feels like.
And I think a lot of the shift from that meta comes down to not having access to the river as early as you typically would, because the river encounters far more efficient than the sea encounters. If you can get a hold of those, just nuking down a group of Caribs or a couple Hydras, maybe an Ocho, that'll get you a fair amount of experience.
Yeah, on the flip, it's just, you know, getting early access to Crescent to try and, Trolls with 3 hits, just plaster Zoe the Red Mage. But I think the big thing is that the other major thing here is that, you know, we have been not. The other thing is we haven't been seeing a lot of early access to this part of the world recently. Like, not a lot of canoe seeds. Like, people aren't super pressing to get to Crescent Lake, and that's going to be a setback for Leggy. As with no save items, she gets dropped on her way to Crescent Lake, and is going to cost her probably a solid 2 minutes here.
Yeah, gonna have to go back and pick up a cabin or 2 the enemies in Crescent Lake not playing nice. Turn order also not playing nice. And there's 10s for 22 gold.
Yeah, there we are. That's, Jesus, stocking up for the rest of this seed.
So as far as red mages go, that was fast, temper, and life too, all on the same level, right?
It sure was.
Alright, well. Back to Elfland.
Well, we did say it was going to kind of have to happen, but, you know, maybe not quite yet.
Alright, hopefully Leggy can get some better turn order here. It's... oh god, they have so much health, too.
Not really what you want to see if you're trying to farm outside of Crescent. But, so, Leggy's here. So, again, lagging behind from that wipe with no items, but gonna find tents and gonna probably, again, stock up for the rest of the season.
Alright, and the herb gives...
Hey, Edge.
Uh-oh. Earlier?
You mentioned that there was, like, a place, right? A place that we could go.
Yeah, there's a couple of places, and it looks like, oh, Cheese is gonna bet the farm on, yeah, we've got C here. Now where's Leggy gonna go?
I don't know, we've got C, we've got Earth, and we've got that other place that's not incentivized.
That place that doesn't exist?
Look, it's just a hole, alright?
I mean, there's not even a staircase to get in. It's awful.
It's literally just a hole.
Now it's Cheese's turn with the trolls. Much better turn order though.
Yeah, also just dropping those 2 nukes, and also a little bit of armor, I suspect, as well, because those red mages didn't get plowed immediately, like, for 100 plus.
Yeah, early chain armor is so much more valuable than people think.
Oh yeah, no, you throw down for your iron armor if you can get it cheap. Throw down for your chain mails. Make sure that your party at least has something. That's why I'm excited to see like cheap silver bracelets a lot of the time.
All right, and no shop item in Onrak. So time to time to dive mermaids. It looks like.
An interesting play, certainly. I mean, that's one solid option. You know me, I'm on team always Earth, so you know, obviously I'm a fan of taking your rod and your preponderance of nuke charges over to Earth Cave and telling Lich that you have 18 charges of nuke, and he just goes, "Yeah, I'm good," and then dies.
I only need to see one of those.
But I have 18.
No, I'm just gonna go. I'll see you in an hour.
I'll have new charges then too.
Alright, so decent encounter table, escorting Cheese all the way up to the mermaid floor, and we've got Flame Sword. Not much else so far. Meanwhile, that looks kind of like Earth.
Yeah, this looks like an Earth play. That is a wow. That's a loose canoe in the incentive chest in C. She is getting paid off here. Cure 4 at level 5.
See, Brack in the warp slot, so not today. Alright, so that canoe puts Cheese in very, very good position. Leggy's hopes are that there is something very good to find in Earth as well. Maybe the other loose item, endgame swords, more ribbons.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Ruby would be pretty incredible, but otherwise, you know, I don't know. This is looking, you know, what's the old saying? You know, you've got to be good to get lucky, but what do you do when your opponent's both lucky and good?
just hope for best 2 out of 3.
I mean, Darren's saying the Cheese is a big brain. No, this is a sensible call. There's a lot of chests at Mermaids, right? Like, there's a lot of chests at Mermaids, and then you're set up for doing other side. You expect that maybe you'll be able to, like, nuke and like, Fog 2 Kraken to death.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the sense in both plays. There may be fewer chests in Earth, but there's the 3 tiles, and if you find a decent grind spot, you get a ton of levels here, and be prepared to do the rest of the dungeon.
And speaking of decent tiles, that is Red Giant Agma.
Yeah, this is a great tile to find, not only when you have a ton of nuke charges, but a ton of Ice 3 as well. Paralysis Touch, a little bit rude, but the nukes hopefully will do the job.
Round 280 was good, 160 wasn't. The Agma are a little bit heavy-handed as well here. They're hitting for, 2 for 70 on the lightly armored characters.
Yeah, that's a little rude, and we didn't see any crits out of them, but we have plenty of heal too, so...
Yeah, I mean, and as a grind tile goes, that absolutely rates as one of the big ones that you want to see, so not bad.
Alright, G's immediately making the waterfall play, doing a little bit of encounter manipulation before running in. See, Opal Armor is a nice pickup for Leggy.
Yeah, nice post-promotion, or you just sell it for a bunch of money. Cheese, however, of course, is decided that, of course, with only 3 characters and in a good experience area, is just going to pick up all of his levels as he goes. It looks like it finds this Gas Dragon, is just going to happily Ice 3 it to death because it's weak against Ice 3.
Yeah, it seemed like it had a fair amount of HP, though, so there won't be any shenanigans with the 4-pack and Temple of Fiends anytime soon.
I mean, if by shenanigans you mean mash that run button, like...
Evasive shenanigans. Yeah, not even gonna try again. Oh, we found some iron armor. And the chain armor wasn't equipped. Okay, that explains a fair amount. So yeah, just a top 5 check and go. see if Leggy goes back, or if this is just going to lead straight into C.
No, with no houses, wanted to go back and reload spell charges here, so, I mean, that's, it's tough. Like, houses were cheap, you know, like, maybe you consider selling Light Axe for houses. Like, a 10 stack of houses will let you stay on the road for a long time on these flags.
Alright, so that looked like a TNT pickup for Cheese, and then maybe a caravan check.
Yep, dumping some encounters to get to the hero run. Looked like it was a dump of 3.
There's a slab, once again, not immediately useful, but you need it, probably.
And you know it's there now, so if you had the money, of course, from taking out a bunch of sharks and getting the items down in mermaids, but, you know, good to know. Well, Leggy immediately solves all of her money problems. There's the 65 grand gold chest in Earth Cave.
Single-handedly restoring the Melmond economy.
I mean, that's why the economy was in the tank, because all of their money was stored up in the bottom of Earth Cave. There's another 30 grand, sure.
That'll teach you to invest in vampire mutual funds.
Look, do you know how much that blue cloak costs?
I do, and that's why I enjoy killing the vampire every time.
Oh, Red Giant Snow Frost. That's gonna sting a bit.
Yeah, lumber futures outside of Melmond, probably not so good either.
I mean, it was either that or fresh water at Onrak.
The Onrak desalination project, it's hit a small snag. It has some squid issues.
Encounter tile here looks like it is a sentry tile, which is not bad experience, but sentries hit hard. They don't fool around. Also, it's unrunnable. At least they only rolled 1 hit instead of 2, because they can roll 2 hits and absolutely just obliterate a party.
Oh, the brain just getting bigger for Cheese. There's a Masmune and another sentry fight.
The rich get richer. Right. While maybe you can't invest in, you know, lumber futures outside of Melmond or freshwater and Onrak, I mean, investing in hardened Japanese steel is always the correct option in the Final Fantasy world.
Yeah, I think we're going to be shorting those Warple futures today.
I mean, the only major question here at this point for Cheese is, does the second loose item fall into place? Does he post, like, this is starting to look like, he might post a really massive time this week as well.
Yeah, I think the only thing that could possibly hold it up is, if Floater is buried pretty deep. Oh, something has, stone. Yep, there's glance from the wolves. That's not so good.
Yeah, that's real bad, especially because soft potions, I don't know if there are any soft potions on hand here. Oh, and Wraith Wolves have Blaze behind. There goes Demi down. This is looking really bad. Ribbon's gonna hold Zoe up, but she's gonna be all by her lonesome there.
Alright, well, solo red mage strats. Here's your sun sword.
I mean, can use that to hit vampire, I guess. Nope,
Okay.
floater's not buried, that's for sure. Crown pops out, turns immediately into the floater stone.
That is the opposite of buried. This, oh gosh, this is gonna go fast.
Yeah, just the way that this is breaking, things are going from bad to worse for Leggy right now, as she is trying her darndest to get through Earth Cave here.
Alright, so Cheese is gonna find out real fast if the loose item is required or not. Has a lot of turn-ins to take care of right now.
Yep, obviously already have sea access, we have earth access, we have the cube. We're missing a chime, a key, and a loot right now, so we're missing 3 things still. So there's the Opal Bracer, so there's a dead-end item there.
And Leggy is still trucking along with this red mage.
Yeah, running real thin on resources though, out of nuke charges, has 1 Ice 3 charge and a Sun Sword.
Yeah, if she's got a puncher's chance if she can get to Lich. It's just there are some not so fun encounters on this floor.
Oh, speaking of not so fun encounters on this floor.
Oh, and I think she has the light axe still on the fighter, so these guys don't look horribly dangerous, but it's going to take a while to run.
I'm just gonna start holding A at this one for a little bit to take these down one at a time.
Yeah, that's the safest play, especially with a bunch of heal potions in tow. And TNT turns into the crystal.
Alright, that completes access to Sky, so we have access everywhere except for Keylock Chest now.
Oh boy, loose loot could get Leggy back in the game as well.
Yeah, but she's got to bail out of Earth. Earth has crushed her team pretty badly, while on the other side here, while dumping encounters, Cheese runs into some blue stake and is going to hit it with the Masa and a nuke or 2.
Yeah, so Leggy planning ahead, holding on to that exit charge, and it feels bad not finishing Earth, but it would feel so much worse wiping there.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a key. Where's the loot?
I mean, there's the bottle turn-in. Oh, Stake has Thunder. Stake fights back. Tyros are not on the menu today because they are definitely fighting back here. Cheese just very efficiently just hitting every turn-in spot here because he just needs to know if he's in go mode or not.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be a very, very fast go mode. I mean, even tail is optional at this point with the Masmian in hand.
Yeah, the way everything sort of broke out, that's kind of where we stand right now.
Only time will tell if Life 2 is optional, how.
Dead End Power Gauntlet here, so it's not at the bottle. Still have Volcano, still have Ice that are untouched right now for incentive locations.
Yeah, and Cheese is going to go to the dungeon that you have to go to first, which makes sense.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Do what you have to do here first. There's again ton of chests here as well, so probably likely to check at least armory here. Just hitting up these really high density spots here. Has a ton of levels from that Sea Shrine dive. Speaking of
tile.
That's a tile. We're a big fan of this one. This one's pretty good. The fighter is a little too healthy though. I mean, it's gonna pale with the Agama tile.
Oh, speaking of things that rhyme with pale, there's tail.
Well, time to put the pedal to the ground here, Cheese. You are in at least loose item go here, so.
Oh, time to promote.
Wants that life too. Probably wants that extra safety here. But yeah, Cheese is again. Cheese is about to hit the gas and hit the gas and never stop here. It looks like. I'm actually going to check 7 more chests here. Only has 1 ribbon. Maybe looking for a second.
Well, Dragon Armor is also a nice pickup.
Oof. And Leggy was sailing towards Onrak and then stopped and turned around.
Maybe he just needs to stock up on supplies first. Elfland is right there.
Yeah, I think party members might not be destoned yet either.
Uh-oh. We have a marsh play.
Is this a marsh play, or is this happening?
Yeah, I mean, if you come up empty and you kind of know Cheese is someone that plays by the numbers a lot, this might be your only option.
That's true. It's gonna be kind of a downer, realizing that this is not gonna work. And she's just strapping some armor to the thief's dead body right now, probably for later.
You have to make sure the Kraken sacrifice is very well protected.
But yeah, this will be life 2. This will be fast and temper. I think already has fast, so it'll be temper temper and life 2. She's still checking a couple boxes here and there at this point in time. Again, I suspect that the only thing that you really want at this point is ribbon number 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2.
With Power Gauntlet in hand, defense is a nice safety blanket as well. There's a lot of evasion available to Cheese at this point.
But yeah, wants Ruse on the night, wants some defensive spells out there for the team.
Meanwhile, Leggy down to 2 characters in Marsh. And Cheese is making the ice play.
I mean, probably with intent to warp it. I think we have warp, right?
I don't remember what level that was at.
Since like he finds another high-powered grind tile. I mean, it's, you know, zombie dragons and low health wizard vampires.
Ooh, Fog 2, not enough to take the edge off of that. I think that should have been that was a mismenu nuke.
I mean, even if that warp, but we do have exit, you could always just loop around anyway. Your party is very powerful.
Oh,
Frustrating. Evading all the hits and more than 300 health. Well, time to burn nuke charges, I guess.
Yeah, that is. I probably would have done the exact same play and have been just as upset.
They have just over 300 health, too. That's the worst part.
It's like being on The Price is Right and somebody bids $1 over you.
I mean, look, 301 is more than 300. That's how this works.
That's why Life 2 is the best heal spell in the game.
No, Cure 4 is the best heal spell in the game.
Life 2 will heal you for 1 more than Cure 4 possibly could.
Yeah, but try casting Life 2 in combat.
not so good.
Yeah, then it's a little less good then. Fantastic for picking up the pieces, but if you need to pick up the pieces in combat, you know.
Oh, this is unrunnable too. Oh, this doesn't bode well for Temple of Fiends.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, the early Floors and Fiends will be fun if you don't just manipulate off a bunch of encounters to sort of save yourself the troubles. Machi's just scraping experience onto the ninja here. Leggy back here at the clinic, patching up after getting banged up pretty bad in Marsh Cave and getting no souvenirs really to show for it other than like an opal bucket.
Wraiths are here to exclusively waste your time.
Like I get that that's not so bad at least, but it's just annoying.
Oh no! She slipped on the banana peel!
I have never done that before. Spoilers, of course I've done that before.
Yeah, I am very paranoid going through ice after having done that just once. Hold the B button to walk slower.
Yeah, I mean, if you play like vanilla GBA or PSP, I mean, GBA actually doesn't grind that tile anymore, but But if you play vanilla and you know that you're grinding eyes, you have to be very careful about how you move, because if you accidentally tap down on your controller, it's not a good time.
Hooray, the run is over.
It's kind of a bad way to lose a run. It's why whenever I'm grinding, I like save every 3 fights or something, because I'm really paranoid about accidentally stepping down and fouling it up. And there's the ruby, so I'm gonna turn this in real quick, probably, just to find out if needs to check the red dragon chest or not.
Cheese gets 3 more chests.
Leggy is gonna go back to Earth Cave.
Yeah, I think is kind of committed to this alternate route at this point.
Yeah, certainly committed to the bit.
Well,
didn't get a ribbon, definitely didn't want Thor Hammer. Gonna have to make a stop at the red dragon chest before the seed is over.
yeah, just gonna grab the ruby right back.
So yeah, this has been sort of a tale of 2 seeds at this point in time. Leggy guessing wrong and banging into walls along the way. Chi is just using Nuke to blow a hole in Sea Shrine, gets a canoe, and has torn this seed in half, pretty much.
Yeah, it's not too often that you run into situations where you know you need one of the 2 loose this early in the game, but that made a huge difference. And
Yeah, I mean,
it's just, what can you do? It's sort of rando being rando.
Yeah, I mean, playing it very well though for what it is at this point.
Yeah, I think both players have been executing just fine. It's just a matter of where was that pesky canoe.
Yeah, and again, I think, you know, Leggy taking a couple of costly wipes, heading to Crescent, diving Earth, having to exit out. Even though that wasn't a wipe, that was a lot of information on a pretty long dive. You know, a lot of bad breaks here and there, and that sort of, you know, it starts to pile up, which is always the toughest thing.
Time to invest heavily in our giant Synogamos.
Yeah, absolutely. Gary hanging on to the power of sweet, sweet music. Cheezinator at 46 minutes and 43 seconds is in go mode.
And also at level 19 on the principal players in the party, so pretty good spot to be. You could definitely get up to 24 across the board, just taking fights in sea and sky.
Yeah, I mean, especially with level 1 nuke, you just cash out a bunch of nuke charges, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, leave the fast and temper charges for the Tiamat fight, and dare I say the Warmech fight.
Who?
The tin can from Final Fantasy Legend.
Oh, right. Makes an appearance in this game. Yeah, I have one more mech kill this tournament. I am lagging behind our current leader, Shadow Walker 227, who killed 3 of them yesterday. So, Leggy getting the bad news that Earth is also busto here. Gonna probably humiliate Lich on stream at least, which will be fun.
always a good time.
I mean, look, you gotta get your joy out of this game where you can, and humiliating liches is up there.
I mean, especially since all the nonsense he pulled in vanilla.
I don't want to talk about it. I mean, I literally have on one of my speedrun live or one of my speedrun.com entries is just Lich. Why won't you die first try? Like, I wish I were kidding, but like Lich dying first try is like it's like seeing a unicorn.
Why do you always go first?
Yep. Why do you always go first and kill my entire party? And in Randomizer, it's like, I got a Masa, I got a couple of nuke casters, my white mage knows harm for. Yeah, Cheese just, again, interested in catching out nuke charges for experience here. Likely looking for just 24 on the knight at this point in time, and is probably pretty well done with levels otherwise.
Oh, there's the classic eye.
God, that's disturbing. That's like actively disturbing, I'm sorry.
It's so happy to see you as it quad X's you.
Oh, Slime's no thunder, so they're fighting back a little bit here.
Yeah, that is a pack to be taken care of very quickly.
That'll be another fun one for the top side of TOFR.
Have we even seen Badmen yet?
Nope.
Yeah, that's another fun one to deal with. Oh my
Fighters
gosh,
have,
that is a
fighters
big
have,
fighter.
Fighters have more than 300 hit points, it's a little annoying. Alright, well, Earth Orb on Leggy side, so, you know, does absolutely embarrass Lich.
Alright, greed chest check.
Just an ice shield here, so...
Once again, ninjas don't get helmets. And Leggy finally making the fateful play.
Yeah, I mean, gonna get there now.
Alright, time to cross the bridge. Cheese healing up a little bit, taking out some Warmech insurance.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cheese at this point in time is sort of looking for Warmech, maybe. Like, you know, not like looking for Warmech, but, you know, if you meet the robot on the side of the road, you kill it. And looks like Leggy's gonna go Kraken side first here, so I'm gonna get to see those chests over there as well.
Masmia doing a ton of damage in this Tiamat fight.
Yeah, fast is a good spell, I heard. Orb 2 on the table, about 5340 here for Cheese, so just stretching that lead out here. Leggy is on Kraken's side right now. So likely to at least kill the squid on this dive. Both katanas on Kraken's side as well here.
Yeah, and with Cheese picking up greed chests, he'll run into one or two of those. On a level 19 ninja is going to be pretty solid.
Yeah, dumping encounters for Sea Shrine. Leggy trying to cook some Sayhags because you can't ever run from them. They're real annoying like that.
She's taken no chances with this ghost pack, but they are pretty good experience too.
Again, likely just pushing 24 right before the end here.
The lobsters don't have any nasty touch effects, it seems. They just hit like lobsters, which is annoying enough.
Right, there's two katanas on Kraken's side because that's how he taught the lobsters how to fight. Just strap katanas to their claws.
Embrace the crit.
Just going in. I mean, as the second member of Team Lobster. Yeah, excepting, of course, Cheese now has enough armor that at least the Knight and Ninja are going to look at the lobsters and go, yeah, this is probably fine.
And we have Speed Gaming joining us with a party of 150. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We are in the midst of an FFR match, and it's been kind of a... This one's been kind of a blowout so far, and it just hinged on one decision. Where was the loose item? Cheese already in go mode, Leggy in the right area to find it.
Yeah, of note, I believe the fastest time this week was 1:08:18. Second ribbon in Sharknado room that Cheese didn't hit up because it was 2 steps away, and that's far too far. And there's Badmen, by the way, the 8-pack here on this tile.
Oh, those are some bad men, all right. Yeah, Cheese might pay for being greedy, but not sufficiently greedy.
Exactly the wrong amount of greedy, in fact. But there you go, stuffs the squid in the microwave at 57:30.
And Leggy is just nuking down these bad men. Or not. Good experience if they roll low, but a lot of times they just don't.
The recap is that the canoe is on the mermaid side of the seafloor, which Cheese got half an hour ago at least. And that's about the entirety of the seed at this point that you need to know about.
Uh-oh. Hold, not so good. Stands up, though. Yeah, paralysis or sleep versus Kraken is especially terrifying.
Yeah, because you can't stop the hits from coming through. Slow's gonna stick, I believe, here on the fighter, so the fast spell goes away, but I mean, game plan still looks like it is to continue microwaving the squid anyways. Vampire disappears from Cheese's screen by the time I look over.
Poof.
Wraithwolf Blaze goes off, but Cheese, of course, at level 24 on the party is just fine with that. The fighter gets refasted and is going to stab Kraken through, so second orb for Leggy here, about an hour.
Time for the mermaids check while Cheese goes to drive over the speed bump.
Yeah, that's the end of that. Oh, Giants with the real final fiend of Earth. No, I'm just gonna run away from
that. I mean, two is more than one, right? They're twice as bad.
I mean, they just wanted to like stop and flex for a minute, like go, hey, we're here, and then she's like, yeah, I really don't care.
Hey, wait, come back.
About to grab nuke on the ninja just in case here.
I mean, definitely not bad to have for the Kraken and Tia fights.
No, absolutely not.
Temple of Fiends entry around the 102 mark. Holy cow.
Yeah, I mean, that was where Spellzap and Shadow Walker in their race were touching in. You know, if you get the two loose items early, and there's nothing really stopping you otherwise, you know, you can just run these seed. Alright, the multi-gas dragon pack is runnable, so not very interested in that. In an hour or two, and there's the canoe.
Yeah. The hour and two canoe.
I mean, if anything, as feels bad moments go, this one is probably up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Cheese, of course, now we're a little deeper in and now sees these Frost Dragons and is gonna have to burn off some resources on them here. It's gonna just channel up 3 nukes and just call it a day.
this is a fight where normally I would maybe think about saving some nuke charges and just trying to two-round it with melee, but you can't. They're too dodgy.
Yeah, it's really annoying. Worms have ruse. That's also real annoying.
They also have no health, it seems.
And some certainly likely unnecessary experience here. We've got green Medusas. We haven't seen them yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen Death Touch either, but this will not be a Tristal Wilcliosis seed.
Yeah, we haven't seen Death or Stone Touch yet. Everyone commenting on how good Cheese is. This is the kind of time Cheese is gonna... Cheese is one of the runners at 3-0 who's in the conversation of has only had really good runs and is averaging near the top of the tournament in terms of pace at this point.
Yeah, Cheese has been sinking a lot of time into both analyzing and practicing these seeds, and it shows. It definitely shows. I mean, after the 2-0 matchup, this kind of result should come as no surprise.
Well, Lich tried. Maybe. Maybe Lich tried. The Earth Floors with the Green Wolves were bad. They had Glance, and I believe there was Glance and Blaze there. Well, you're gonna head over to Caravan to get access to Slab here. Yep, Slab, which is also required here.
Alright, now time for Carry Teeth.
Occasionally low rolls health, but also occasionally high rolls hits can get pretty high on the hit counter here, so could be a little dangerous, but we'll see. Rolled a bunch of armor and is angry with the many hands of carry as just decimates red, puts him right on the ground. 4 hits for 9 from the Masa, but 266, so actually no health there. One good katana swing finishes the job with that one nuke.
Yeah, if that carry had HP, that would have been a terrifying fight.
Yeah, she's swinging like Kraken swings there. Leggy now, of course. Leggy is following in Cheese's footsteps, just a little bit behind from having dove out the entirety of Earth and, you know, everywhere else in the world. But now is going to be heading over to Ordeals here to clear out Ordeals. Makes sense. Cheese not terribly interested in experience here.
Going full evasion here. And yikes. That's not a good sign.
Turn order helpful there, though, so it does have a ton of evasion working already.
Uh-oh.
Just time to start slamming those nuke charges, but this is gonna be rough.
Yeah, another not much HP Fiend though working out in Cheese's favor, because that was potentially pretty scary too.
Yep, Ninja's out in front, clearly not here to carry on his own.
Oh
Tiamat
boy.
breaking that initial nuclear. Red's on 44 health at this point, so that's not a great sign. Cure 4, I heard, is a good spell in combat.
It doesn't get any easier, but Cure 4...
Yeah,
Tiamat just taking well.
Tiamat just taking a swing there, so gets a free turn here, and just drops 1,000 damage really casually here, and is now just interested in killing Tiamat as fast as possible.
There's been a lot of variance in the evasion stack so far this seed.
We got Iron Goal setting.
Oh, nice. We've had complete misses followed up by 5 hits, so it's been just a wide swing of variance here so far. But she's making it to the chaos fight, moving the ribbon.
Playing it as safe as possible here.
Ooh, 2 for 300 and stun touch. This is get that evasion up real fast.
Yeah, it's time for some defensive buffs here. Power Gauntlet going out here. Gonna hit the tempers now on the Knight. Knight's the only one who's here to do the work. Slow 2 goes out. 6 hits for 505 is probably right about what you want to see here. So this should be over probably in a hot minute, likely or not. Chaos forgetting to wear his armor today.
Chaos also forgetting to bring the HP today. And that's a seed in the books. Cheese in with 111.03.
Yeah, caught a great route and just rode that to a blistering finish, second fastest of the week, second fastest of the tournament, which is saying something.
Yeah, but like you said, once the loose items fell in the way, there was nothing stopping Cheese. And the God route, the God magic seed for Red Mage, all pretty much came together.
Yeah. Cheese is, with that finish, by the way, just looking at the times for the people who we know are at 3-0 right now. Cheese is in a really neat cluster with Shadow Walker and myself right around the same average time for 3 runs, which is just wild. Just the top of the heap is either been grinding it out real hard or has just been like Thunder or Shadow Walker or Cheese and just blitzing seeds left and right and just leaving only dust in their wake.
And we're joined by Cheese right now. GG.
GG, thank you very much.
So, I gotta ask, why Ice Cave first?
That was a mistake in retrospect, especially not having warp. Basically, I was routing back from Provoca to Volcano, and I just passed by Ice Cave, and my brain was like, this is still an incentive thing you have to do. So yeah, between slipping on the banana peel and that being Thorhammer, I regretted that. This could have been a sub 110.
Still a very impressive finish, though. When presented with the decision between Earth and Sea, what made you choose Sea?
Not only Earth and Sea, Earth, Marsh, and Sea.
Yeah.
So I knew it was 3 dungeons, 2 of which I find to be very yucky, and 1 of which has a lot of free chests, only 2 floors deep, and I had Nuke and Exit. So I was like, A, I can check a shop if I go up there, and B, I can check like 15 free chests or something like that. And worst case scenario, I can like maybe grind up a little bit and take care of Kraken while I'm here. So it didn't seem like the worst play. Whereas, yeah, I don't know. I don't love Earth and Marsh full clears.
You also dug the tail out of the armory. Were you looking particularly hard for the promotion?
Yes, I was still looking for Life 2 casts, which ended up being very valuable in TOFR. Plus, the ninja magic was super good. The night magic included evasion stacking. But the real seller was the Life 2. I was like, okay, if I can get Tail, this seed is like unlosable. Hello, Leggy. GG.
I mean, God, what a game!
Yeah, so on the opposite end of the pick a box spectrum, GG to you, Leggy. Unfortunately, Earth Cave did not work out.
Yeah, I was hoping after I wiped out of Earth Cave the first time, I was hoping against hope that it was going to be in Marsh. Let's not talk about when I remembered that I had that Oxy Ale in my inventory. It was definitely after sailing up to Onrak once.
Oh no.
I sailed up there just on the off chance that it was a shop item. If I had dove at that point, who knows how this would have gone, but oof.
Did you wipe to the Blaze werewolves by chance?
So the answer is I didn't wipe, but I was carrying around 2 statues and a corpse while my red mage was soloing Earth 3 and 4.
Oh gosh.
And I got up to the 5-pack room on Earth 4 and almost wiped before I opened up that last chest, but I managed to get it, and I'm like so proud of that.
That's still a little small feels good. Did you run Fighter Rainbow?
Yeah.
Rad. I was having an existential crisis right before this, thinking like, early volcano dives, Fighter Rainbow is really good for getting like level 4 charges early, possibly access to exit if I need to get away from a scary carry fight. But I stuck with my traditional comp, and the magic high roll was just insane for reds today.
Yeah, the only thing that I kept my white mage around for was that level 4 life 2.
Yep. Yeah, so routing fortune, loose being pretty well, one of the loose obviously being an armory, making things more simple, plus Maza was in ordeals, which I did right after getting the canoe, so like I had that early. There was a ribbon that we both probably got early, and just seed. You get seeds sometimes like this that if you make one good call, the rest of it just kind of falls into your lap, and that's sort of what happened here.
Yeah, and like I was probably like, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes out from finishing, because all I had left to do was I had the canoe, I had my fetch quests, just run them down, get in the air, and then just bonk off the last 2 dungeons.
Yeah, and as far as TOFR goes, I mean, obviously you won't see it until maybe you watch the VOD back. There wasn't, like, I guess Carrie was high absorb and punched pretty hard, but had about 400 HP, and then Kraken didn't do anything, and Tia maybe nucleared me or something, and Chaos had like 2.5k HP, and I don't know, I had the appropriate levels and gear and things, so I was prepared, but like there wasn't anything that was telling me like I got lucky to get through it. It seemed like if you had arrived on schedule at about level 24, you'd have been fine too.
Yeah, and like if I just hadn't gotten just, last location effectively, because I full cleared Earth, I full cleared Marsh, and then I did Krakenside first. I had the levels for it.
Yeah, I guess coming in after all that Kraken side first makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. And just goes to show what getting lucky can do for you in this.
Yeah, the item randomizers, Edgeworth, I'm sure, can wax poetic about how these things happen too. All I gotta say is I'm very grateful that we got to have this race. We got to be on the broadcast. Of course, you were a great teammate back in OSV, so it was fun to race against you. I'm looking forward to the next couple of rounds. There'll be difficult matchups, but I feel prepared. And also, good luck on your matchup in the 2-1 bracket. That's also a tough pool.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, the only reason for me to feel upset about this loss is just the fact that it was almost down to RNG at that point. I imagine that if the canoe had been almost anywhere else, this would have been a lot closer.
Totally.
And yeah, there aren't a lot of slouches at 2-1 here. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to work for it going forward too.
Yeah, the tournament certainly does not get any easier here as we're starting to. Tomorrow will be the halfway point of everything at this point. Things are really starting to shake out a little bit. The 3-0 group is looking powerful. The 2-1 group has a lot of sharks in the water that have been put there by some very motivated 3-0 players. So it could be a tough show at this point all over the place next week. So do we have any final thoughts from either of our runners at this point?
Just a thank you to the tournament staff, everyone who's been putting this together, getting so many Restream crews together, especially today and yesterday with all the overlapping races. Thanks to comms and tracking for making sure all the production values stay high. Thanks to Speed Gaming for having us. And yeah, again, good luck, Leggy. This one was fun.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone who's been helping out. Thank you, Cheese, for probably putting on what is an incredibly fantastic show. I'm definitely going to have to give this one a watch back. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of the tournament.
Cheers.
Well, that's that, Edge. You want to take us home?
Yeah, just thanks again to Apos for doing the tracking today. Appreciate it. Thanks for signing up to do commentary with me, Demi.
Yeah, it was fun.
And stay tuned. There's a lot more FFR Spring Tournament 2020 action coming up today. Just keep an eye out on the Final Fantasy category on Twitch for more to come. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you all have a good night.